Earthquake Bird should be a Pokemon.
Go, Earthquake Bird!
What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to video number 3 on the day. We did Mandalorian, episode 2. We did Klaus, and now we're talking Earthquake Bird. I need you in the comments. Is this a movie that you've even heard about? Let's talk about it. So a translator with a dark past is brought in for questioning after a former friend who came between her and her photographer boyfriend ends up missing and presumed dead. This film was directed by Wash Westmoreland, who did Colette last year. I had heard good things about it, didn't actually get a chance to see it. And it stars Alicia Vikander, who I love everything about her, one of my favorite up-and-coming actresses. She's been nominated for Oscars, one of my favorite actresses in Hollywood. And then Riley Keough, something like that. Jack Huston, a really solid cast, and I can't necessarily fault the acting in this film. I also really can't fault the look, the feel. The atmosphere, I think, is the best part about this movie because it builds what you are supposed to feel as your main character in Lucy is just wandering around both real life and you get a peek into what is happening in her brain. This is a really trippy film. Right? This is a film that I can't say is poorly made because it's not. It's well made. I enjoyed the cinematography. I liked what it set up in the beginning, and I love how it pays attention to Japanese culture because that's the setting here. We are in Japan, and they make an effort to focus on that when they need to, but refrain from it when it's more important for the story. And they did make solid screenplay narrative decisions here, and I'm sitting back going, this is working. That's working. So what's wrong? Why am I not as invested as I think the filmmakers wanted me to be? And once again, I'm not saying this is a bad film. I know it's going to have its fans. Absolutely. And I can't fault you for that. There are so many things to love, especially when you look at that performance from Alicia Vikander. She's magnificent. I mean, she is top-notch in this film. She displays and showcases the emotion that she has to, and you truly believe that she doesn't know what's going on in her brain. You don't know what's real, what is not real. We have to kind of figure that out all while we're dealing with this love triangle, and that's really the part of the story where, I wasn't as engaged as I wanted to be. And like I said, this film starts out on a really strong note. You're curious. What happened to Lily Bridges? Where is she? Is she missing? Is she dead? We don't know. It sets that up. It starts building on these characters slowly but nicely at the same time. We get about an hour, maybe 50 minutes of pure buildup. They are setting up these characters and only setting up these characters. That is smart in a way, but it's also a tad bit frustrating. This film overall is a bit frustrating just because I personally, once again, I don't think it executed on its premise as well as it intended to. It stumbles a bit, and it feels unoriginal when it intends to feel like something completely different than what we've gotten prior to this. I really liked her commitment of kind of going back and forth between American and Japanese all throughout the entire film. A lot of actors and actresses who probably just learned this language, I'm not for sure, would refrain from doing something like that, but no, she was boom, 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 and her relationship with the guy that she falls for, this photographer who is doing some curious things with his photography. We don't know exactly what route that goes down. In the beginning, I like that relationship, and it's also a nice portrayal, really a display of jealousy. She's obsessed throughout the entire movie of figuring out a lot of different things. But it's so strange because it feels like the entire time she's recounting these events all throughout the movie, it's leading to this nice payoff, whether that's a climactic payoff or just something that caps off a few of these storylines. And you do get a resolve here. This is not an open-ended ending, but honestly, the resolve for me was slightly cliche and a tad forgettable, and that's kind of how I feel about this entire film. I don't feel like this is one that's going to stick around as long as it should for something that started out so intriguing and once again captured the setting, the atmosphere so well. It has a consistent tone. It never really strayed away from that. But sometimes you just encounter a story that's maybe not as interesting as you want it to be going in. And that, for me, was Earthquake Bird. I was really on board for the first 15-20 minutes. And throughout that entire second act, while you're building these characters and you're establishing this love triangle, you're kind of forgetting what was so intriguing about the film in the first place. And for me, that was the detriment to this movie. And I encourage you guys to start a discussion below. Why did this movie work for you or not work for you? That's what this video is all about. It's not just me standing here and telling you what I believe, and I truly appreciate you all watching this. Before I give my score, if you guys enjoyed this video, you like these Netflix reviews, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out this channel. And I'm going a solid 50% for Earthquake Bird. Once again, not a horrible score. It's really right down the middle for me because I love things about the filmmaking, but the story, it just did not capture me like it intended. But nothing about this movie will frustrate me so much to where I look down on her performance because Alicia Vikander, like I said, is fantastic, and really the entire cast. Performances, really, really good, and the direction was okay. I'm interested to see what this director does next, and I need to go see Colette. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hey, we're not done today. Third video on the day. More reviews to come today, tomorrow, and Sunday. As we're always doing, talking box office, more Netflix and Disney Plus stuff. You guys are the best. I'll see you soon.